Hi, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Tuesday, June 19th. It's Juneteenth.
It's Juneteenth.
It is. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we are joined here in the studio once again by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Always with a pose, that one.
Always with a pose. Yes, and
Gotta do
puns,
it.
hopefully, coming up. And we have one of
Always.
our very favorite people here in the studio with us today.
Yay, Corey Cott is here,
Ooh.
you
Yes.
guys. He's going to be talking about Bandstand,
The Bandstand movie.
on the big screen.
That's right. And a few other things. But
You're
we'll
not going to get to interview him because, you know, all the fansies and bandstandsies.
I know. But
forget
we'll
it.
make
I
sure
already
to
have a
take
ton of
some.
questions.
I bet you do, yes. But we will get to Corey Cott in just a moment. But first, let's get through today's top 5.
The King of Pop is coming to Broadway.
The King of Pop
He's
is coming
coming.
to Broadway. This is really
coming.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
obviously, that means there's going to be a Michael Jackson musical.
It's about time.
So this is coming to Broadway in 2020, so you have time to get your, you know, your glove ready and
Yeah.
your all that stuff
Yeah.
get ready. But so this is telling about the life, and it also obviously will have the songbook of
Sure. Yeah.
the
Yes.
late Michael Jackson. The estate of Michael Jackson is working with Columbia Live Stage, but here's the really interesting part
I
from
was
my
gonna
point
say,
of view.
this
Are
is
you ready?
Yeah, this is the big
The
stuff.
book is by Lynn Nottage.
2 times.
Two-time Pulitzer winner for Ruined, and then for more recently Sweat,
Oh, yeah.
and then directed and choreographed by Christopher Wheeldon, who won a Tony when he choreographed An American in Paris.
Right.
Now, let me just say, there is a Michael Jackson concert review in London called
Good point.
Thriller
Yes.
Live.
Thriller.
Yeah.
This is not like that.
No,
This
no,
is
no.
not just like people dressing up as Michael Jackson and singing.
No.
Amazing as that is, by the
Yeah.
way. This is really
This is
talking about his life.
This is,
has
like,
a full
beautiful.
book because we have
Yeah.
a Pulitzer, two-time Pulitzer winner.
Right. That's
It's
incredible.
exciting.
That she's, yeah, and Christopher Wheeldon, his choreography in American
He's a
Paris.
genius.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
looking forward to it.
That'd be
Me
awesome.
too.
And guys, we're torns over this Waitress casting announcement.
Oi,
You see
oi,
what,
that was
you
an
see what I
oi.
did there? You see?
We all saw
But,
it.
It was
We all
good.
saw.
but we're, of course, not Torrance because we love Stephanie Torrance, who
Yeah.
will be taking over for Catherine McPhee when she takes a little break. She's taking a break. It's already been previously announced. She'll be gone from June 19th to July 3rd. That's when Stephanie will be in the show. And then Miss McPhee will return to the show on July 5th. But Stephanie Torrance is unbelievable as Jenna in Waitress, so make sure you get over to the Brooks Atkinson Theater to see her do it. She is an original member of Waitress. She's
Oh,
been on the show
really?
since the very, very, very
Oh, she knows her
beginning.
stuff then.
Yes.
She knows her pie.
Yes, absolutely. She knows all of the pies, yes. And so she also played Jenna in the show for a month between Sarah Bareilles and Catherine McPhee, so she gets this gig. She's got it.
She
She'll be
gets it.
amazing.
She
Yes.
knows it. She knows it. And a fan favorite is rocking the red heels once again.
Ooh, David Cook is coming back to Kinky Boots. That's all you need to know. David Cook is coming back to Kinky Boots as Charlie Price from July 17th through September 9th. He, of course, made his Broadway debut in April. He's replacing Tyler Glenn, who ends his run July 15th. You know who David Cook is. He won American Idol season
All
7.
these rock stars in Kinky Boots right
Yeah.
now. I like it.
It's amazing. So look for that.
Yeah. And there's a historical new musical in the works. That sounds really exciting.
Yes. So as Beth and I mentioned at the top of the show, it is Juneteenth today, which celebrates the final day of United States slavery in this country. So Blackish, the show's creator Kenya Barris, along with Pharrell Williams, are teaming up for a musical based on Juneteenth. Barris will write the libretto, and his Blackish co-writer, Peter Saji, will also work with him in that. And then Pharrell will take care of the music and will produce it under his company, I Am Other, with his partner, Mimi Valdez.
That's so cool.
It
People
sounds
need to know more about
incredible.
Juneteenth.
Absolutely. It should be a national holiday. You know, I'm just saying that.
Should be.
And a musical inspired by that experience is absolutely a great idea. And Kenya Barris is, I think, the perfect person to be working on
And
that.
everybody loves Pharrell.
And I mean, Pharrell, please.
Come on.
Iconic.
What's better?
Yeah. And there's a new professor joining My Fair Lady.
yeah, we have some new casting in My Fair Lady. Clark Thorell,
Who's the best?
who I just think of as Corny Collins, but you all know him from, besides Hairspray, Front Page, Titanic, Mamma Mia, and more. Oh, he was really great in Annie, too.
He was.
And the Who's Tommy. He is replacing Manu Narayan. Am I saying that correctly?
I think so.
Manu. We all know Manu. Who is going, we already knew this, to getting the band back together. He's
Right.
got his next gig lined up. So Clark is taking on Zoltan Karpathy. That's the role, beginning June 26th. Manu leaves June 24th. Pretty
Good
cool.
job. Yeah. a new
Good
professor.
for you, Clark Thoreau.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Beth.
I can't stay and just watch you talk to
You can
Corey.
say, I mean,
I don't
it's
wanna
your
leave.
house too. You can stay wherever you
Oh,
like.
but there's so many questions you're getting all the way from Chagrin Falls. I know you
literally.
are. I'm glad to hear you guys.
Thank you so much. Caitlin, will you tell us a little bit about today's incredible guest?
Of course, guys. Today we have Corey Cott in the studio. He was most recently seen on Broadway as Donnie Nowitzki in Bandstand. That is hitting theaters, the movie theaters, not the stage, next week. His other Broadway credits include Newsies and Gigi, but also the Donnie Nova Band is also playing all around town too. So make sure to follow Corey on social media at Nap on a Cot. Very punny. I like it. And leave all your questions for him in the comments below because we know that you guys probably already have millions there anyway. Everybody, please welcome Corey.
Hello there, sir.
Hey,
Thank you so much for
everybody.
joining us. We were
Aw.
joking before we got started. This is your very first Live at 5
My
appearance.
first Live at 5, but I've
You've
done
done everything else.
everything else at Broadway.com you could
Right.
possibly do.
Well, this is, we needed to
I've
just
checked
cross
this.
this
I
off the
feel like
list.
I'm like Audra winning the last category.
Exactly.
I've done it. I
That's
don't
how we
have to
think
come
of it,
back.
too. Yes. Well, no, we're so happy to have you. I'm sure you know we here at Broadway.com hold Bandstand very special place in our hearts.
You guys were
We
always
all-
so supportive.
We
and
love that show. I think I've picked up every piece of merch available
Oh,
from that
man.
show.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's an incredible show, and we all love that it is going. The Fathom Events is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So June 25th and June 28th, 2 times, 700 different locations. People will
Yeah.
be able to see this. Tell us a little bit about how this experience, how this all came together for you guys, and what why you think it's such a great idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. The 700 locations, people from all over the country
Yeah.
are tweeting and Instagramming like their tickets from the middle of Wisconsin and things like that. It's just crazy to think that people that didn't get to see the show are going to get to see it,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, whether they weren't able to come to the city or whatever, they're going to get to see it. It's crazy how it came about. There's a lot of times shows will archive the show for various reasons, Lincoln Center Library or whatever it is, and so we knew that they were. Our producers were spending the money to archive the show, and so that gave us a lot of hope that maybe there would be a life for it afterwards. And there's been sort of more of a trend recently with shows like Allegiance and Broadway HD streaming the shows, and so it's still kind of unknown Wild West territory. You don't really know exactly what it is, but we knew that something could happen. And then about a month and a half ago, we heard that Fathom had decided to come on board, and since then, it's just been a lot of exciting clips here and there coming out. None of us have seen it. The first time I'll see it is
Okay.
we're doing a premiere screening tomorrow night,
Right.
here in the city, and then I'm anxious to see. I've seen some clips, but I haven't seen the full thing, so I'm very anxious and excited and all the
Certainly.
feelings. Yeah,
And it's not just the show, right? There's also like never before seen footage, behind the scenes interviews with all of you, the creative people.
Yeah. There will be a lot of. I think you're going to get to see some maybe B-roll from tech and things like that.
Wow.
I anticipate. I think there might be a special guest that they haven't announced introducing the movie too.
Okay.
Maybe not. I've
Interesting.
heard that rumor. So yeah, there's a lot to take in, and I think it's going to be exciting for people, especially those who couldn't come to the city and see it. And for those who've seen it, to just see what it was like building the show and get to know us as people outside of our characters.
I mean, I know you left everything on the stage when you did Bandstand. Absolutely incredible performance, but so clearly must have taken a little bit of an emotional toll on you. Was it easy to kind of get back into, promoting the show and inhabiting? Because like Caitlin mentioned, you've been performing as Donnie Nova again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so the show, I thought one of the beautiful things about the show that I take with me, and I think people took with them, is that it actually ends on it is an exploration of the emotional toll of war on these men and women. But it ends on a happy note. It's not like you leave feeling desolate. And so that always gave us a way out at the end of the night, that like we left with an up, not a down, And what's been cool about that is that a lot of people, even though we do end on an up, the people that came and saw it that really impacted them really still feel the emotional depth that the show brought.
Yeah.
And they while they left joyfully, they still appreciate the depths that we went to in exploring what PTSD does and can do to everybody that suffers from it. But we're proud of that. You know, we didn't want to create something that neglected it or didn't take
Glossed
it seriously.
over it,
Yeah,
or-
because
yeah.
I feel like there's been a lot of it's become, unfortunately, that idea has become a little cliche. I think PTSD, people say it even like, oh, that's my PTSD talking or whatever. It's like become like a colloquialism, which I think is, I don't know. I think it can be fun sometimes, but it's for people that really have it. It's a real thing. It's a real mental health issue, you know. So we didn't want to deal with that in a glossy way. We wanted to really go there. So I'm glad we did. I'm proud of what we did, and I'm excited to see how that translates onto screen. In terms of the Donnie Nova Band stuff, yeah, we've still been gigging around as a band,
to
and like,
Buffalo
yeah, we're going to
soon.
Buffalo in a couple weeks. Yeah, if you live in Buffalo, come check us out. We're going to Vegas. We're playing the Smith Center in Vegas in a couple weeks. So yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of been a thing that we feel like we're still
It's
a band,
fantastic.
sort
It's such a
of.
great idea,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
been really fun. We've played Birdland 3 or 4 times now, and people have loved it. It's sold out really fast, and
Right.
so as long as there's a life, I think it's helped with maintaining the life of the show, and we love playing the songs from the show, and they're all such talented musicians that we can easily come together and throw new songs in the mix, and do weird versions of pop songs, and so yeah, it's been a blast to like continue the life of the show that way.
Right. And you've been performing. You've spent Father's Day performing.
I did. Yeah, there's this little venue uptown in Upper West Side that I found and wanted to just kind of throw a set together with my good buddy Ben, and we did a really fun, casual, chill set of songs that I've always wanted to sing, and so yeah, it was really fun. I got to do. I did it on Father's Day, and there were a lot of dads in the audience. That was cool. I did a little fatherhood medley, all the fatherhood songs. There's lots of fatherhood musical theater songs.
There are.
You don't think about it until you actually consider it. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to just, I'm doing the thing while I'm not doing 8 shows a week.
Right.
I'm trying
Well,
to
I was
just.
gonna say, and you've been on The Good Fight.
I've been on The Good Fight, yep.
Absolutely, and you're also getting into. You're producing now, right? You're
A little
producing
bit.
A movie that your brother.
Yeah. There's a film that a good friend of mine wrote and is gonna direct. That my brother's attached to play the lead, and I'm gonna executive produce with him, and may or may not have a cameo. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're in the fundraising mode right now. Movies cost lots of money, so we are in the midst of that part of it. But yeah, it's a really exciting project, and it'd be fun to work with my brother
Absolutely.
too, and on the other side of things, I want to produce more and more as I get older. I always will act, but
Well, yeah. When are you gonna come back to us?
I know. Yeah. Does anyone have a show that they want to do? There might be some things that are in the works that aren't fully fleshed out yet. That could happen. But yeah, I hope to get back. I miss Broadway. I miss it a lot. It's
And
the
now,
best.
and I think the last time I saw you were getting your Sardi's portrait.
Oh, yeah, was that-
and so I think Elliot was just a couple months old
Yep.
at that point.
Yeah.
So now he's
like a little
a little
boy
over
now.
what? Yeah, like a little over a year old.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
What is being a dad like?
Man,
What
it's the best. It changes. I said this the other night during my show, but like it just kind of changes the way you see life and look at life. It makes everything so much better, and no matter what happens, you can come home at the end of the day and you have this little person that loves you. You know, whether you didn't sing the right note or you crapped the audition or whatever it is, you still have this. And my wife is amazing too in that way. But like this family that comes and just embraces you. But he is the best. I love being a dad. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best part of life. And
Yeah. Do
it's
you play a
amazing.
lot of show tunes for him? Are you getting
You know what?
into
I
that?
just got a new keyboard, and I've started playing. I didn't play a lot after the show closed, primarily because I had a piano, but I had to get rid of it because it was an upright piano and it was too loud.
Right,
I
okay.
couldn't play it when he was not sleeping, and he was sleeping all the time. So I was like, I should get rid of this. So I got rid of it, but I just got a keyboard and I've been playing it a lot more, and he loves it. He comes in and just like he's fascinated by it. The first
Yeah.
time I played it, he was just like he was so confused. He didn't know what it was. Yeah. And he came over and he started like playing it himself. It's really cute. But yeah, I'm gonna. I hope to play a lot more. I want him to grow up with a piano
Absolutely.
around. You know.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
let's find out what some of our viewers. I'm
Uh-oh.
sure like they all want me to shut up.
We got some people have questions for you. Okay, so one that I'm actually getting a lot is people want to know if it was like how it was different to do the show when you were filming it. Like
So yeah, we shot it kind of like similarly to how the other shows have done it, like a PBS special or whatever. We just shot. They just put cameras in there. And we just did the
Did
show.
you know it was that day when you were?
Yeah,
doing it, though?
I mean, there were like 6 cameras mounted everywhere.
Unavoidable.
Yeah. And so we kind of just did our show though. We made sure that, I mean, everyone was on. You know, like you should always be on. But you know, when you do 8 shows a week, sometimes you have shows where you kind of like maybe don't phone it in, but you're just there doing your job.
Not
you know,
everyone feels great every day.
no. But I think what I remember, honestly, I don't remember that much about those shows other than like, I remember we were really like focused those days, you know, like, and then there was also, I think a day or maybe 2 days, I think it was one day where we came in during the day and we did setup shots.
Okay.
So we did some close-ups just to make sure some moments were captured, I don't know, in the right vein.
Yeah,
you know?
certainly.
And captured, you know, the show's very intimate in a lot of ways. It's a big show in the way that Andy conceived it, but its small moments are really small. And so I think they wanted to make sure that we captured those. And so I'm excited to see how those translate too. You know, because close-ups in a theater are different than a close-up when it's on a set. A camera's and the camera's right here. When we weren't that close, you know. But I'm curious to see how that impacts the story and doesn't impact and shifts it around. You know. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Blake wants to know, what was your favorite part about playing Donnie?
My favorite part about playing Donnie was definitely just his complexity as a person. Actors, I think all my favorite actors and the actor I want to be, gravitate towards complex people and complex humans. We love to see people have subtext and have secrets and issues and not always know what's going on with them, unpredictable. And so Donnie, I don't know, I feel like I've been able to play these characters that are all striving for something and trying to get somewhere that's not where they are.
Right.
And that's really compelling to me, this idea of like, I'm always going towards something. It's really active. It's fun to play that action. And then also have like baggage that they can't deal with or they haven't dealt with. I love to see characters that are struggling with something that they don't know what to do with, and that's just like festering inside them. So just the complexity of him, and also to get to play the piano on stage every night and accompany Laura and myself was really cool. That you know, when I first read the script, I said I can't do that. Like that's impossible.
You learned piano for the show.
I did. I took a little bit as a kid, and I stopped when I was 8, and then I learned again. I had to relearn everything. So you know, it was almost the challenge of like, I can't do that. Oh no, I can, and I will do that. You know, there was this motivation of like, oh, I can't do that is gonna actually make me do it. So it was just really hard, and that was really exciting. So.
Is there a part, like, besides having to learn something again to play Donnie, is there a part of you that you feel is different after playing him? Like something in you that's a perspective that you didn't have before? Or
Well, I definitely, and I mean, I wasn't really a big activist cause person before the show, and I don't feel like I am now in a way, other than just like, you know, being a good person and those kind of things. But I will always be outspoken about supporting our military and our veterans and our servicemen and servicewomen. That's something that I definitely gained a massive appreciation by talking to people that came and, of course, worked on our show and worked on our script and were honest about what was working and not working. And that is something that I will take with me. And I had an appreciation for it before. My dad's Air Force, and we have Air Force, or we have military in our not immediate family, but in our family, and so it's something I always appreciated. But now I have like a true, real appreciation. I want to honor them, and in my performance, I wanted to honor them, and I wanted vets to come and be like, oh, that's how it is, and they did, you know. And so even though we didn't have always full audiences, I knew that people were coming that had lived it and truthfully lived it, and expressed that no, what you did was right, you know. So
that's gotta just feel
oh my gosh, I'd never done that before. Like there weren't any newsies from 1899 coming to be like, you did it right. So yeah, it was cool to be like, yeah, man, I'm speaking to people that actually went through it, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that was amazing. I hope to continue with that, and also just every time you play a character, a piece of them stays with you. You know, like the musicianship stays with me, and there's like a confidence that Donnie had that's like, nah, it's gonna happen, no matter what, it's gonna happen. That I try to keep with me. It doesn't
Yeah.
always stay, but I try to keep that mentality of
That's
like
fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Another question is, out of all of the characters you've played in your life, which one do you most likely want to reprise or do again?
Oh man. That's a tricky question. I would love to do. I did Tony this year at the Kennedy Center. in
Right,
West Side
that's
Story.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
And
yeah.
I just loved singing that score. I might be
Yeah.
like starting to age out of Tony. I don't know. If
No.
some- no. You think I'm
I
okay?
think you're
Okay.
fine.
A few
You're
more years.
good. You're good.
So if I got to do Tony again
Yeah.
somewhere or do another concert version of it, I just loved. I came to it very fresh. I didn't know the score. I would love to play, like really do a real production of Tony. We did a
Yeah, as
concert
a
version, which
concert.
was cool, but I would
Right.
love to do the full length show.
Yeah.
At some point
That
with the full
music
orchestra. Oh,
It's just
best score of
it's
all
the
time.
Phenomenal.
best.
Yeah, I really don't know if it gets better. Tony would be fun. Yeah. That's the first one that
There we
came to
go.
mind. Yeah.
Producers.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Is it too soon for a revival?
No, do it again.
Never is.
Let's do it again. Amelia wants to know if there was a musical idol you looked up to when you were younger, and if that has changed now that you are older and a father.
A musical idol.
Yes.
I wonder if that means like a musical theater performer.
Oh yeah. They
Or
didn't
just a singer?
clarify. We can make it. You can decide.
Follow your bliss, Corey.
Well, musical theater wise, I loved Brian Darcy James.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved Norbert, Leo Butts. Those were
Yeah.
two of my guys. I would watch John Raitt sing soliloquy all the time when I was a freshman in college. He's like one of my favorites. So those musical wise, those are a few of my guys. Gavin Creel for sure.
Yes.
Musical otherwise, like singers. Oh, I loved Gavin DeGraw. Gavin DeGraw
Yes.
was like
Wait,
one of my
no.
favorites.
Chariot is,
Chariot.
I think,
that
my
album,
love
favorite
it.
song
the
of
Unstripped
this, yeah.
album is like my favorite album.
God,
I could
so
sing like
good.
every riff, every way he sings all those songs.
Well done.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just leave it at that.
Yeah, leave
that's
it at that.
yeah.
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 Sold.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I feel like I haven't heard that name in like so
I
long,
know,
and all
I
of
know,
a sudden
I-
it was like
All the Gavins.
throwback.
Gavin Creel and Gavin DeGraw.
Gavin Creel,
All the
Gavin
Gavins.
DeGraw.
Yeah.
Gavin Lee. There we go.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That guy's awesome.
Adina wants to know, how did it feel to see some of the same faces at Bandstand in the audience and at the stage door? Because I think you guys had a very close following.
We had a really,
Yeah.
really dedicated following. Yeah, that still comes to our Donnie Nova Band shows. That's
Wow.
and that was really. I mean, that's always cool when you have people that care enough and are moved enough by a show to see it more than once.
Yeah.
I've experienced that in my own life. I'm like all about Band's Visit right now. I've seen it twice and I'd go see it. I'd see it every single day if I could.
Yeah.
So I know what that's like as a fan. So to experience the other side of giving something to somebody or giving something to an audience and then them receiving it enough where they're like, I got to see that again, or I
Yeah.
care about this enough, I want to see it again, or I care about you as a cast enough, I want to see it again. It's pretty I don't know, it's hard to explain how much that means. It's just really awesome. Like, you hope that people would want to come experience something. And I think the detail Andy puts into the direction and choreography allows for that. Like, my family came and saw it, 7, 8, 9 times. And every time they're like, I saw something different that,
Exactly.
that, supported what you were singing about in the background, that didn't take away from what you were doing, but it lifted it, you
Yeah.
know? And that is, only something that a genius like Andy can bring. So, yeah, it's cool to hear people express stuff like that I didn't even know was happening. That's like, oh, I didn't even know that's happening behind me. Really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, make sure you go to theaters across the country, 700 different locations, bandstandbroadway.com. You can find out where tickets are being sold, June 25th, June 28th, and if you live in Buffalo or near there, July 2nd, kickoff to 4th of July weekend, you can see them perform. What is it, the Theater of the Arts?
It's called it's at my Instagram. It's
ATA.
the
Yes.
ATA Theater. Yep.
So go see that.
Yeah.
Follow him he's not on Facebook, follow him on Twitter, Instagram.
Instagram,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
And now that you've completed the full Broadway.com, you just have to do
Do
them
I-
all over
Yeah.
again.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
We'll do a second
just
cycle.
start
Victory
it-
lap.
Yes.
Okay,
We'll
great.
just
Victory
loop
It's like
her
the
out.
video game starts over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming by,
Thanks, man.
Corey.
Good to
And
be
thanks
here.
for keeping the show alive.
Sure.
Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Sure thing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. Be sure to listen to the podcast version of today's episode that will be up right after this because I know you're going to want to listen to it over and over and over again because it's amazing. And make sure to tune in tomorrow when we have the Beast in the Jungle standout, ballerina Arina Dvorovenko. I think I did that wrong. Tomorrow.